Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So before we get on to the lower time frames, it's important just to realize what's happening on the weekly. So we have ended up with an inside bar on the weekly, which is the first warning shot of a turning point. Okay. We also have a grouping of the oscillators at the moment, which is our second warning shot, which is not quite there. What I'd like to see is another indecisive week. You can see here there's an indecisive week, or alternatively to see how do I put it, something like this, where we've got a big engulfing bar. But I think for now we sort of brewing with this situation here. You can see it was a bit of a pullback, and then there was our second attempt before a deeper pullback. Okay, so if we just scroll quickly through, so looking at the daily, just pull that in the middle. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a pullback, and to me this is still a pullback though. Okay, so just get it off the weekly. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm looking for the previous high, which is this one here. Okay, so that's pretty much the area that we're looking for. So what I can do is I can sort of just put that one in and then put that one in. There is the zone that I would be looking for price to come back into. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. And at this stage, for me, this is still a pullback. Okay, and I'll explain now to you what we want to look for. It's a bit messy on Friday. You can see we had this rally and then fall. So not ideal situation. But the thing is, whenever you get a turn like this and it's not off a level, I tend to just let it ride. Okay, now the other thing that I want to put in here is a Fibonacci. There we go. And I just want to see where the 61.8. You can see 61.8 resides right here in between these two levels that I've drawn in. Okay, so that is still what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to come back to this area. The fact that we got the sell-off at the close is pretty telling. So I think the other thing is we've had a retest of this level. It wasn't a clean retest, and then we had a confirmation of that level. So that level's broken and been retested. So what I'm looking for is the next area, which is somewhere down here. Okay, so I'm looking for a long entry between 27013 and, well, 2700 is the area I'm looking for. Okay, and then obviously the stop that you be looking for is pretty large at 340 points. So I'm looking for a stop below these two swing lows. So basically what that means is a very small entry and then wait for the long. But I suppose we do have the confirmation of a rejection, so you could also be looking for that short. Only thing is, when it's so volatile like this, I tend to ignore it because we are extremely volatile at the moment. Although you can see the sellers are stepping in here, my oscillators don't agree, so we are kind of hovering. Let's use this one rather. There's our inside tail at the moment, and we're sort of hovering on top of that, which coincides with the 200 moving averages. So the view on the hour is pretty much, how do I put it, nothing really exciting to write home about. We've got diversions of the moving averages. We've got a grouping here. We don't quite have diversions on a Williams percentage R, but I would expect another attempt at a new low. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a low all the way down here, this divergence here getting bigger, and then the buyer step in here. So this 2700 is still my area to buy. So if we continue on this kind of scenario today, then I'm definitely not even bothering with it. Okay, I'm looking for a setup where it's just going to swing for 2 or 3 days in a direction. At this stage, I don't see that. A little bit volatile, so It is looking like short still. There's no level here, but definitely only till 2700. Okay, and 27,145 is also an area we need to pay attention to. Okay, so it's basically 140 points opportunity that we have on the table for a short, and then we should have an opportunity for a long down here. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. And I think before I leave, just quickly just get across to the 6 minutes, and you can see the 6 minutes set up at the moment. Okay, running inside a channel. We've got a gap to the downside, so my bias at the moment is for a move to the downside. But that being said, we'll wait for Europe. You may find that it comes all the way back down and hovers around the gap, and then meanders down at the bottom, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so 2700 is the area that I'm looking for. Price action dictate along. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope it helps. Enjoy the day, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.